Shana Tova. Very good. You guys sound good. I hope everyone had a joyous new year. I know I did. I was walking to synagogue for the second day of Rosh Hashanah, and a young child, also on the way to the synagogue, was sitting in her stroller screaming at her father, who was pushing her down Columbus Avenue. She was saying, "I want my sparkly shoes." Kind of like that, but a lot angrier and a lot louder. I think she wanted the whole Upper West Side to know about the tragedy of the sparkly shoes. Despite her protests, her father was calm and he smiled. He was sort of laughing at the situation. And he said to her, "You should be thankful that I remembered to put your shoes on you at all," which I understand. At that moment, I remembered something essential to Judaism. I remembered that gratitude is a spiritual practice. It might be hard for some and easier for others, but we all have to do it. We have a name for the mitzvah of expressing gratitude. We call it hakarat hatov, noticing the good. Over the high holiday season already, I noticed a lot of good in us. Did you? I noticed that families bring their families here to worship. I noticed that on Yom Kippur, a day when we do not eat, we make sure others can eat by collecting non-perishable food items. I noticed that we live stream our services so that people who can't physically leave their homes can be a part of our community. I noticed that we call homebound elderly every year and blow the shofar into the phone pretty loudly, might I add, because it's a mitzvah to hear the shofar blast. I noticed that our lay leaders show up early and stay late. And I see little things too, like congregants helping other congregants when they can't find the page in the new machzor, or one mother holding another mother's baby just to give her a moment's rest. Did you notice any of these things? Maybe some others? Yeah. There is no such mitzvah, really, as hakarat hara, recognizing the bad, or being ungrateful. But of course, we do that too. We do it often. It's not a good look for us. The rabbis taught that there is nothing harder for God than to be with an ungrateful person. Just look at Genesis for proof. God asks Adam why he, Adam, ate from the tree. And Adam responds kind of defensively, blaming Eve and blaming God. When God asks Adam, "Why did you eat?" Adam says, "The woman you gave me, God, she gave me the fruit." Really, Adam? You live in paradise with Eve, who is bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh, and also you have God there watching over you. That's your best answer? You blame God, your maker, or Eve, your companion, for what you did? How ungrateful. The great Torah commentator Rashi insists ingratitude was Adam's real sin. He wasn't appreciative enough of all that he had, and this general lack of gratitude led him to eat, and so he was exiled from the garden. There is nothing harder for God than to be with an ungrateful person. The forces of our current culture are colluding to make us ungrateful, and we have to fight against it. We are ambitious. We want more. We are reinforced to desire material things over and over again. We have phrases like upward mobility and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. The concept of the American dream assumes there is something we don't have that we want. And that's all fine. That's good. But we also need to make space to allow what we have not just to be enough, but to fill us with wonder and appreciation. I know that the Upper West Side is not the Garden of Eden, but it's not that far off either. We have so much. We have amazing families, safe school, plenty of food, a park plush with natural beauty lining our streets. We have Fairway. Sometimes, instead of perfecting and refining our lives, can we just sit back and look around and say, "Thank you, God"? Pirkei Avot asks, who is rich? Answer, those who rejoice in their own lot. We think about this season as a time to atone, to say what we did wrong, to want to be better, and it is. But sometimes we also need to let up. We're not all sin, after all. Much of us, the majority of us, is good, even very good at times. And that's the thought I think we should hold on to for these next few days. Gratitude for what we have. The matriarch Leah named her fourth son Yehuda, which loosely means, I am grateful. And we are named Yehudim, the Jews, the grateful ones. We have so much to say thank you for this year. For the compassionate teachers in our early childhood center who comfort caring children and their parents, I say, Dayenu. That alone would have been enough for us. For the unbelievable people that populate our community who spend their days working and their nights volunteering in our homeless shelter, I say, Dayenu. For the countless congregants who bring meals to mourners and visit the sick, I say Dayenu. For the parents who make Jewish education a priority for their children, I say Dayenu. For the adults who engage in Torah learning, Dayenu. And for the gift of Shabbat, I say Dayenu. Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav taught that gratitude rejoices with her sister, joy, and is always ready to light a candle and have a party. I hope in 5777 we all RSVP yes to that party. May we be filled with gratitude, goodness, and joy for this new year. Shabbat Shalom. We turn to page 146 for the Baruch Hu. Please rise.